Be very, very quiet. I'm capturing unicorns. Yeah, the weird just keeps getting weirder. If you thought I was going to normalize, well, that is a desire that is out of the realm of possibilities. It's not in my nature. Anyway, today I am doing a video I've been meaning to do for a while, but I almost thought I might add one more unicorn to the herd. But then I thought, no, I'm going to back up my purchases for a little while because I've spent all my Hawaii money, and just kind of build back up the funds a little bit so I can have another big purchase splurge. So these are the three unicorns I have from the house of Carolina Herrera. So I talked about in Show Me Your Spritz perfume tag, the category Unicorns Are Real. I talked about my Carolina Herrera and how I was just gaga to get Amber Desire, but it was just been out of my reach. Just pawn at it, pawn at the thought of it, and it never comes to me. And then, the heavens opened up, my luck changed, and I found a bottle. And this is Amber Desire by Carolina Herrera. Oh. So Amber, a favorite note, one of my top 5 easily favorite notes. And I had to get this. I had to get it, but I couldn't get it. So I got a couple more from the line before I was able to find this one. And I like them every bit as much, sometimes more. Now, I've only had this in warm weather. I only got it a few months ago. I got it mid-spring, and it was starting to get kind of warm. It was doing that schizophrenic kind of weather that it happens here in the Pacific Northwest on the eastern side of the Cascades. We get crazy weather. Ever since Mount St. Helens blew, this is my theory, the weather has never been the same since. When I finally found Amber Desire, I felt like this huge accomplishment has been done. I know, a lot of people have big accomplishments. At my age and everything going on in my life, I have to take hold of the little accomplishments and be very proud of myself. And this is one of those accomplishments. So Amber Desire is amber and dates, and this is all according to Fragrantica. Amber, dates, labdanum, vanilla, and rose. Oh, this is a warm and slightly stony or crystalline, sweet, but not too sweet, spicy, beautiful amber. I was able to buy a few of these little tiny bottles, and I have been coveting them, just wearing them, and they're splashes, and I don't like that. So I have a little decant that I've been putting them in. But it's like just coveting it, and maybe one spray, and that's it, because I didn't know if I was ever going to get a full bottle. And that one spray would last from 7 in the morning, and I could still smell it when I got home at 4:30, 5 o'clock at night. And I have put it on before going out to dinner, and I could smell it the next morning. So the performance is amazing with these. And these are part of the, it's not called the exclusive. I can't remember. But anyway, it's Carolina Herrera's special line, you know. It seems like every designer now has their high-end line of perfumes that they can charge an arm and a leg for and make more money. And people like me will pay for it. Problem is, okay, so I have looked for this for years, literally. It's been, well, 2 years. Yeah. And US, no. She only sells these over in Europe, and I think possibly some of the Arabic nations, maybe. Not in the US. Anytime Carolina is sold, it's the Good Girl perfume here in the US. She doesn't sell these here. I guess we don't deserve them here in the US. So I found a seller, it was like on a Mercari or something. That's where I found pretty much every one of my Carolina Herrera's has been a Poshmark or a Mercari, or I think Bonanza. I found one there. So yeah, they're tough to find, but if you can, they are so worth it. So this bottle will last me probably the rest of my life. It's 100 mLs and it's a heavy bottle. This is a nice, solid, really, really well done bottle. I just love it. I love the gold on the bottom and I love the top. It's got a fabulous sprayer and a magnetic top, which I always appreciate a magnetic top. So this is just amber and dates to me at the very top. Just amber and dates, sweet. They're on the verge of chewy, but there's enough amber involved in there. It's almost like they're a dried date. Oh. And then the dry down. Because at the top is when it's its most crystalline to me. It's most cool. It does have the warmth of the dates, you know, and the amber. The amber is warm. But with that crystalline effect, that spiciness that adds that little bite to it that makes it feel stony to me, adds a hint of coolness to it. But that all goes out the door when the other ingredients come into the picture. When the labdanum and the rose and the vanilla kick in, it gets a hint sweeter, a hint less spicy, a hint more gourmand, and a whole lot fabulous. I mean, it's fabulous at the top. But that dry down. And I got a thing about dates these days. So, of course, I'm adoring it. Very unisex. Extremely unisex. All right, next up. Now, this was the first one that I got from the house, and this is Nightfall Patchouli. Wait. Patchouli? But somebody told me how to say this. Patchouli? That's the way I usually say it, so that can't be right. Or is it? I kind of go tomato, tomato. I think I say patchouli and patchouli, and I interchange them a lot. So I don't remember which one's right, but I'm going to continue to interchange them. So anyway, Nightfall Patchouli is just, according to Fragrantica, patchouli, cinnamon, and benzoin. And I tend to agree with that. This, though, reminds me of Amber Nargile by Hermes. It really, really does. And it's amazing. It's a little more, Oh God. It's a little more earthy. That patchouli is pretty dominant at first. But the cinnamon and the benzoin. The benzoin adds some sweetness to it. I assume it's the benzoin because there is definitely some sweetness to it. But like Amber Nargile, it isn't overtly sweet and it's not in your face gourmand. That cinnamon. I haven't tried this one on my husband. It's more than likely going to end up being a desert island perfume because he loves Amber Nargile on me by Hermes. And he loves cinnamon, sweet cinnamon perfumes. And that's what this is to me with the patchouli and the benzoin. Absolutely. Oh my God, it's so good. I can't wait till fall. Even though I have worn this recently. This is lovely and it's super, super, super unisex. Now this one you might have an easier time of finding than Amber Desire. But again, it's hit and miss. You know, you just got to keep checking back with the Mercaris and the Poshmarks, and you have to be careful about putting in anything too specific. You just want to put in Carolina Herrera and then scroll through the 1,000 good girl, bad girl, whatever they are, the shoe bottle ones, the 1,000 of those, and every once in a while one of these will pop up, but people don't put it'll just be labeled Carolina Herrera. So don't let that fool you. Just keep looking. You can find it if you want. And on eBay, they have those little bottles. They're very expensive, but it's a good way to sniff it to see if it's really worth to you hunting it down. If it's going to be a unicorn for you or if it's not worth your time. It was worth my time. I said unisex. Performance, just like Amber Desire, is super good for me. 8 to 10 hours pretty easily with it. And it's lovely. It's just lovely. I am eating perfume right now. I can taste it. And it's not that bad. I'd say I give it a 3 out of 10 as far as the taste goes, but the 10 out of the 10 as far as scent goes. So, anything else? I do think, you know, most people think patchouli is very cold weather, but, and cinnamon too, but don't let anybody else tell you when to wear your perfumes. You wear them when you want to wear them. You know more about your environment than anybody else does, so you do your own thing. Last up, this is the middle child, the one I got before Amber Desire, but after Nightfall Patchouli. It is the middle unicorn. But it may be my favorite. I don't know. It's close. It's like Mel Brooks movies. With Carolina Herrera, these 3 perfumes especially, whichever one I wore last is my favorite. So it's like I just watched Young Frankenstein. That's always my favorite, though. That's not fair to the other Mel Brooks movies because that one's always going to be my favorite. So according to Fragrantica, this is coffee and saffron and jasmine and sandalwood, leather, oud, and cypriol oil. It doesn't list a lick of Tonka. And it's called Bronze Tonka. But I kind of get that. But there's the feeling of Tonka in there. It is... Now, I know. I'm such a topic jumper. I barely finished a sentence, I think. See, but you know, my husband and I have been together so long that we tend to finish each other's sentences. It's a lot. I shouldn't tell people that, but it's true. So I'm really used to not having to finish my sentence because it's, you know, a waste of time. He already knows what I'm talking about. So anyway, people on Fragrantica have voted coffee, saffron, and jasmine are the 3 top dominant notes. And I get oud from the get-go and some leather. Now when it dries down, I get a little bit of like a tree note or a greenery note that I assume is the cypriol. And then that's when the sandalwood and the jasmine kick in to me. It's slightly sweet. It's got a hint of tart to it from the oud. Oh, and that leather is in there too. It's like, for me, a sweet and spicy, not too spicy though, not like Amber Desire, but it's like a sweet and spicy oudy leather is what I get. But I get leather very dominant and oud very dominant, and nobody else seems to on Fragrantica, just me. The coffee doesn't stand out. None of the notes super stand out. It's really well blended. It's probably the best well blended of the three that I have. It's super unisex. None of them are anything but right down the middle of that unisex scale. No, this side, that side, nothing. Right in the middle. This is rich. It's got a hint of creamy, a hint of spicy, a hint of sweet, a hint of tang. It's not quite gourmand until the dry down. And then it gets a little more gourmand. Man. And I can't say that these three perfumes don't remind me a bit of other perfumes. But quality is quality. It's like Wajan by Parfums de Marly. Reminds me a bit of Amber Narguilé by Hermès. More spicy. But there are similarities. They're in the same family. And, you know, so all of these have a family they belong to that other perfumes that I know of also belong to. But they stand on their own all the same. And it's another great performer. Great performer. I think of the three, this one, though, would probably be the most versatile as far as year-round goes. I think it's the easiest to wear year-round. Very unisex. I said that already. And I think all three of these are very formal. Daytime wear need not apply. These are formal, absolutely statement making, absolutely going out and having a good time kind of perfume. Absolutely snuggling, getting naked in front of the fireplace kind of perfume. You know, but that could be said for a lot of perfumes in this house. So I just love them. I just wish she made them more available. But then it wouldn't have felt like such a big accomplishment to get my 3 unicorns if it had been easy. You know, it's not as much fun if it's super easy. All right, well, that's about it for this one. I think I said everything I need to say. If I forget something, I'll add it in a little whatever and some kind of caption. And all right, well, thanks for being here, and don't forget to like and subscribe and ding 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 that bell if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. I don't even make it a sensical sounding song. I mean, it's notes that don't belong together. I change keys. I'm flat, I'm sharp, but you get the picture. All right, use your own nose. Peace.